Hey there, Telmers! Welcome back to another deck profile with me, Christian Ashmore. Today's deck profile is one that I've been working on for a little while and will be getting gameplay footage of soon. And it is of the Dark Masters. I'll just bear with me 2 seconds. So, yeah, we do it that way. It's of the Dark Masters. And Apoclymon, of course, but Dark Masters are the main focus. So, there's already been, like, deck profiles of this running around, and it's basically just using the new EX10 stuff and, like, some tamers and stuff. I ain't doing that. I'm going full traditional Dark Masters. So, this deck is very, very memory heavy. So, no Digi-Eggs, no level 3s, straight into level 5s. We run 4 each of the Searchers. So, for each of these, basically what these guys do is, on play, reveal the top 4 cards of your deck, add 2 level 6 or higher cards among them to your hand, and then return the rest to the bottom of the deck. And then end the turn by deleting one of your Digimon. You may play 1 Digimon card with Dark Master trait from your hand to an empty space in your breeding area without paying the cost. They've all got different inherits: blocker, reboot, retail, piercing. So I run 4 each of them. Now on to the Dark Masters themselves. I run a mix of the old and the new. So I got 3 of the BT15 Metal Digimon. On play, when attacking, return one of your opponent's level 5 or lower Digimon to the hand. And then your turn, this Digimon can only Digivolve into a white Digimon. End of opponent's turn, delete this Digimon, then you may play 1 Digimon card with the Dark Master's trait other than Metal Digimon from your hand without paying the cost. So, one good thing with these is they actually can work quite well with the new stuff, because if you're able to get one of these to stick on the board while you have one of these in the breeding area, you can promote this out, use that end of turn to delete itself to play something else in the breeding area, and then if this thing survives, you can delete it to play a card, one of the new ones. So I run 3 Metal Digimon, 3 of the BT15 Machine Digimon. On play, when attacking, de-Digivolve 2 one of your opponent's Digimon. Again, can only evolve into a white Digimon. And then, basically the same. At the end of your opponent's turn, deletes itself to play another Dark Master other than Machine Digimon. Oh, they also have blocker. This also has reboot. They have the same as their level 5 and counterparts. We run 3 of the EX10 Piedmon. Hand main. If you don't have any Digimon other than Digimon with Dark Masters in their texts, you may play this card with the pay cost reduced by 5. At turn end, delete the Digimon this effect played. So basically, you play it out for 6, deletes itself at the end of the turn. On play, when attacking, delete one of your opponent's unsuspended Digimon. Again, this Digimon can only Digivolve into a Apoclymon, so that's all cool. And then on deletion, if you have no purple face-up security cards, place this Digimon face-up as the bottom security card. And then its security effect, basically the security effect is the same on all the EX10 ones. If this card was face-up, you may play 1 level 5 or lower card with the Dark Masters in its text from your hand or trash without paying the cost. So basically, if this is hitting security, you can play one of these from your trash or hand, which is quite nice. I also run 3 of the old Piedmon. Basically does the same on play and when attacking. Delete one of your opponent's unsuspended. And then the same as the Metal Digimon and the Machine Digimon we've already gone through. Deletes itself at the end of opponent's turn to play a Dark Master trait card other than Piedmon from my hand or trash. You'll see a bit of a theme here. They're all 3 of us at the moment. Puppetmon, return one of your opponent on play when attacking. Return one of your opponent's suspended Digimon to the bottom of the deck. Oh, another reason why I'm playing these ones is because they can digivolve over the level 5s, whereas the old ones can, the newer ones can't. So if you do just want a cheap sort of Evo, if you didn't want to give your opponent too much memory, you could Evo over the top of it, and then the end of turn effect will still trigger, and the opponent's turn effect will still trigger. On play when attacking, return one of your opponent's suspended Digimon to the bottom of the deck. And then your turn, end of opponent's turn, same as the other BT15 ones. Very simple deck profile today. 3 of the EX10 Puppetmons. Hand, same as the Piedmon. On play when attacking, return one of your opponent's suspended Digimon to the bottom of the deck. Again, can only evolve into Pokemon. Again, if I have no face-up green security cards, place it in face-up in security. So a good thing with running the old ones as well is where they delete themselves and they don't go into security. Well, I'll get to that. This is the first 4 of, just because I feel like this is the stronger one out of all of them. It varies. Like I think it's very deck dependent. So 4 are the EX10 Metal Digimon. Hand, same as the EX10 Piedmon and Puppetmon. On play when attacking, one of your opponent's Digimon and one of their tamers can't suspend until the end of turn. So that's really helpful. Because if you're able to recur this, it's very helpful to stall your opponent while you try to find your pieces. So that I run that one at 4 of. You can easily run any of them at 4 of, but that's the one I'm choosing at the moment. And then 3 of the EX10 Machine Dramons. So same hand effect as the Puppetmon, the Piedmon, and the Metal Digimon. On play when attacking, the Digivolve 2. Basically, they all have the same effect as their old counterparts, but these ones go face up in security. So run 3 of that one. Next, I run 4 of the EX10 Apoclymon because, well, it's the only Apoclymon you can run 4 of. Digivolves from a level 6 with Dark Masters, trait cost of 5. When this card will be played by placing one of each face-up Dark Master trait card with different names from your security stack under this card, reduce the play cost by 4 for each card placed. On play when Digivolving, you may play one of each Dark Master trait card with different names from this Digimon's Digivolution cards without paying the cost, and all of your Dark Master trait Digimon gain Rush for the turn. At turn end, deletes this Digimon, this effect played. So basically, you get your big body out, you get basically all your big bodies back out if you can get all 4 of them under and keep turn. So, and then you can basically rush down with your level 6s. The good thing is as well, you get the on plays as well, so that's really handy. That's one reason why I like the Metal Digimon. So one thing I did realise as well, which is pretty cool, if you, say, had one of these ones, one of your level 5s on the board, and you played level 6, and it passed turn, basically what you can do is, instead of using this card's end of turn effect to delete itself, you could use this card's end of turn effect to delete this to place something in the breeding area, which is really nice. So, yeah. One of the BT15 Apoclymon, the big bad from BT15 days, where they did so many hits to try and nerf it, until eventually it was like, no, this is the problem card, it has to be hit. When this card will be played by placing up to 3 Dark Master trait cards with different names from your hand, from your battle area or trash. I did not realise it was from battle area as well. Reduce the play cost by 4 for each one. So, end of your turn, once per turn, by placing 1 level 6 or lower card from your trash as this Digimon's bottom Digivolution card. Activate 1 on play effect of that card. As an effect of this Digimon, then trash the top 2 cards of your opponent's deck for each of this Digimon's level 6 Digifusion cards. So one good thing with this is the old ones, like I said, delete themselves and put themselves in trash. So you could get one of each, or at least one of each of them into the trash, place 3 underneath, and then you can also place these, the level 5s, under to trigger their own plays. So if you wanted to find more pieces, you could tuck one of them under, reveal top 4, grab 2 more level 6s. And essentially, what you could do is, if you're able to get this one out, tuck this one under, find this one, and if you've been building these ones up in security, you can then essentially get both of them out on the board. So, just little ways to do things. And then the last card from EX10, 4 Spiral Mountains. Very, very nice to have, especially when it says... very nice to have if you need a cheap play, basically. While you don't have Spiral Mountain in the battle area, you can ignore this card's colour requirements. Main, draw 2, then place this card in the battle area. End of opponent's turn, delay. You may play one face-up Digimon card with a Dark Master trait from your security stack without paying the cost. At the end of your turn, delete the Digimon this effect played. One thing I didn't realise as well is its security effect is massive if it's hit. Because it says literally, security, you may play one Digimon card with the Dark Master trait from your hand or trash. From your hand or trash without paying the cost, then add this card to hand. At the end of turn, delete the Digimon this card played. So if your opponent hits this in security, and they have, like, say, 2 Digimon on board, one's just swung, and one's unsuspended, ready to swing, and you got, say, like a Piedmon, they hit this, you could play the Piedmon and stop the second one swing. Or, if you wanted to say, if they only had the one Digimon and you wanted to say clear their body, you could play the Puppetmon if it was in your trash or your hand. So this card is actually a lot more powerful than I thought. And also I believe you can just play another Spiral Mountain if you don't have one on the board. So yeah, that there is my Dark Masters deck list. Like I said, any of the Dark Masters, you could play one of them at 4. You can reduce a couple of them down to 2, some of the older ones down to 2, and play some of the newer ones at 4. It's completely up to you, or you can play it the safer way where you have a memory tamer. But this is how I'm deciding to play it. I hope you enjoyed my deck list, guys, and until next time, I'll see you around. Goodbye.